Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Target Loot today for October 16th, the series that shows you the Target Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights for the week, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing the subscribe and like buttons below. In the pinned comment below, there are links to join my Discord and clan, support my channel like becoming a member, merchandise, and a promo code that's good for another week, but we'll cover more of that at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and get started with the DZs first and the highlights from the vendors this week, DC, and then finally New York City Target Loot highlights last. So starting off in the White House, we have the Everyday Carrier with Perfectly Efficient. And then over in DZ West, we got 511 Tactical as targeted loot. That's not worth farming for, in my opinion, and there's no DZ exclusive I'm aware of. But at the DZ West vendor, there is the Emperor's Guard knee pads that rolls with a skill tier, 1% armor regen, and then hazard protection. That's extremely worth picking up. It's 152 DZ resources. To get the DZ resources, you have to go into the Dark Zone, and then when you pick up loot, go to your contaminated bag, mark them as junk, and then deconstruct them, and they'll turn into Dark Zone resources, DZ resources, and then you have to extract them. Alright, over here in DZ South, we got Walker Harrison Co. No highlights at the vendors, but you can farm for the Walker Harrison Co. Matador with Perfect Adrenaline Rush. That's a DZ exclusive that you can only otherwise get, I believe, through Target Loot rewards. But you can definitely get the Matador with Perfect Adrenaline Rush today at DZ South, which I highly recommend, especially if you can get one with weapon damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. And then finally in DZ East, we got Bellstone Armory as targeted loot. So the highlights for the vendor would be the White Death with Vindictive rolled onto it as the talent. Otherwise, you can farm Bellstone Armory targeted loot in the DZ East for the Liquid Engineer with Perfect Bloodsucker, which I have a build that utilizes that backpack. I'll put in the top right card right now. But yeah, that's about it for the Dark Zones. Let's go check out what we got in North Side targeted loot highlights. Alright, agents, so North Side targeted loot highlights. Starting off, we got Petrov at the amusement park. So if you want the Contractor's Gloves with 8% damage to armor, which is great for all LMG builds, you can farm the amusement park today. And then let me just get this out of the way. We got Sokolo Concern today at the summit. That is definitely worth farming. You can farm that on heroic and legendary floors, which is what I'll be doing today for sure. You can get a good chest or backpack piece that are all red, rolled with weapon damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Best chest talents are Intimidate, Obliterate, and then of course for the backpack, Versatile or Vigilance or Adrenaline Rush. I would definitely farm Summit today on heroic and legendary floors. Very worth it. There's a lot of good SMG builds out there. I've put out 4 in the past couple weeks, so definitely worth farming today. And then lastly, we got chest pieces at Manning National Zoo. You can get the Tardigrade exotic chest piece here. You can also get the named chest pieces like the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon, but I normally recommend farming like Providence Defense for that, but it is possible for it to drop. And then lastly, I wanted to mention you can get the Ridgeway's Pride from farming chest piece targeted loot, like someone like me who's already finished the project and has the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. I can actually get that to drop from chest piece targeted loot, and then I could drop it to someone else that doesn't even have the project for Ridgeway's Pride, and then they'll skip the project, and then they'll have the Ridgeway's Pride and be able to buy the blueprint. So keep that in mind if you're running with group members and farming chest targeted loot and someone gets that Ridgeway's Pride. Say, hey man, I'm really looking for that chest piece if you already have one. Alright, let's go check out the West Side targeted loot highlights. Alright, agents, over here on the West Side target loot highlights. Starting off, we got West End, which has Bellstone Armory. Now, of course, I would run this for the Everyday Carrier with Perfectly Efficient. I believe you can get the Liquid Engineer with Perfect Bloodsucker from target loot rewards, but I personally have not had that happen yet. So if anyone has, please, comment in the comment section below and let me know if you've had that drop in the Light Zone from targeted loot rewards, not the Season 3 rewards or cash. We got Douglas and Harding at Downtown West. That can be the Punch Drunk mask with 20% headshot damage baked into it, which is pretty much a must-have for any headshot build now that Aces and Eights has kind of been neutered. And then we got Providence Defense at the Potomac Event Center. You can get the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon. See, it would be a lot easier to get the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon at Potomac today because it's Providence Defense. It's not chest piece, so it lowers the loot pool. It decreases the size of things you can get to where you can only get Providence Defense or the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon. We got knee pads at Foggy Bottom. You can get the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, and then of course the Sawyer's knee pads, and lastly the Fox's Prayer knee pads. Now I don't see Overlord anywhere as targeted loot today, so you would have to farm knee pads today at Foggy Bottom to get the Fox's Prayer, but that gives you 8% damage to targets out of cover, and that's multiplicative damage, the best damage in the game. It goes great on a lot of builds. We got submachine guns at Roosevelt Island, so of course you can get the Lady Death, refarm the Chatterbox, get a good Vector variant or MPX. You can't get the Dark Winter or the Apartment, those are still Dark Zone exclusives, but you can get the Safety Distance with Perfect Outsider, and then the swap chain named MP7. You got Aralda Holdings at Lincoln Memorial. If you're looking for an all-red, really good rolled Aralda Holding piece or chest or backpack today, I would farm for a backpack. That would be great because there's 3 bosses at the end and you can finish this mission in like 8 minutes, 9 minutes. I would get a backpack with Vigilance or Composure and then another piece that's all red with headshot damage, weapon damage, and weapon handling. And then yeah, that's about it for the west side. There's nothing else I would really recommend. Let's go check out what we got on the east side, target loot highlights. Alright, agents, we're over here on the east side target loot highlights. So, starting off, we got Grupo Sombro at Downtown East. You can do 1 piece for DPS builds, 2 pieces for explosive skill damage builds. You got rifles at Grand Washington Hotel, so of course you can get the Diamondback and Merciless exotic rifles. Otherwise, I would get a good classic M1A. Best damage talents on that is Rifleman, Ranger, and Boomerang. You can get Hana Yu over here at District Union Arena, so that's the Force Multiplier backpack with perfect combined arms. That gives you an extra 30% skill damage every 3 seconds as long as you're landing your bullets on an NPC or player. And then I forgot to say rifles at Grand Washington Hotel. You can also get the Baker's Dozen with perfect lucky shot. You got shotguns at Jefferson Trade Center, so you can get the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun, the Mop, which has 10% armor on kill as the 3rd attribute. I would roll that with Close and Personal. That's probably the best talent on that shotgun. Otherwise, the other 2 best shotguns in the game are the Custom M870 and the Marine Super 90. We got holsters at Federal Triangle, so the Imperial Dynasty holster and the Forge holster, which gives you 50% extra shield health to your shield. That's a whole extra skill tier worth. And then, of course, we got gloves at American History Museum. So that's a Black Tusk invaded mission, which I didn't go over the invaded missions, I'm sorry. We got Camp White Oak, we got Jefferson Trade, we got American History Museum, DUA, and then Tidal Basin. But like I was saying, gloves targeted loot, if it's gloves targeted loot and Black Tusk, that increases your drop rate chance for the BTSU gloves. So today would be a great day to get those. Doubles for SMG targeted loot. We got assault rifles at Capitol Building, so you can get the exotic Chameleon, the Maniac named Military AKM, the Burnout named FAMAS, the Mechanical Animal with Future Perfection, or a top tier AR in this game would be a FAMAS, Military AKM, Carbine 7, Police M4, and G36. Doubles targeted loot for knee pads, and then finally masks at Jefferson Plaza. You can get the Coyotes mask, the Punch Drunk mask, which I would farm D and H for, but you can get still the Coyotes mask and the Vile mask, which are both exotics that are worth farming for. Alright, let's go check out what we got in New York City targeted loot highlights, and then I'll end the video. Alright, agents, we're over here in New York City targeted loot highlights. So I do see Overlord at Pathway Park, so if you need those Fox's Prayer knee pads with 8% damage to targets that it covered, this would be the mission to farm today. We also got light machine guns at Financial District, so you can get the exotic Bullet King and Pestilence, or a named LMG like the Carnage, the Sleipner. You can get the Quiet Roar, New Reliable, and Good Times with Perfect Fast Hands. We also got Walker Harrison Co. at Wall Street and Grupo Sombro at Liberty Island. You can farm for the Chain Killer, Perfect Headhunter chest piece at Wall Street. And Wall Street has a chance for Bullet King to drop at the end from the Judge, I believe his name is. Gear System mods at Battery Park if you need like a 12% crit damage, 6% crit chance mod. Gear sets over here at Two Bridges, anything but System Corruption, which is a Dark Zone exclusive. And then the Foundry Bulwark and Future Initiative chest and backpack pieces, those are still exclusive to the Iron Horse raid. Badger Tough at Stranded Tanker, you can get the 0F's chest piece with Perfect Unbreakable. I got multiple builds with that chest piece. It's great for DPS builds, even with Hunter's Fury, the new gear set. I'll put that in the top right card right now. But yeah, that's about it for the New York City targeted loot highlights that I can see. Alright, agents, well that was the targeted loot for today. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. If you would like to become a member for support and exclusive perks, click the join button below to further support my dream of being a full-time content creator. Or you can grab some Shadow Gaming merch. I've just put out a whole new listing with a ton of new stuff. Awesome, cool stuff that I put on there. And I got a promo code, all lowercase Shadow99, for free shipping for the next week. You can also support me on alt tech like Patreon and Subscribestar. But really, if you're still watching this video right now to the end, thank you. That is truly the best way to support me, and of course whitelist me on your ad blocker. Take care, agents, and be sure to stay tuned for more daily dedicated Division 2 content. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in the next video. Take care, agents.